Okay, hello everyone. We are live in the sky. We're going to be testing, well, not in the sky as of yet, but we will be as soon as the feed is pushed to our friends in YouTube. But so far it says no data received, but it should be posting right about now. For those of you who see it, great. For those of you who don't, just hold on. And where is it? Where is our feed? We'll find out in just a second. Let's go to YouTube. Hopefully it's still pushing. Nice. We are live in the sky. Okay. For those of you who are new, check us out in portrait mode. YouTube prioritizes the chats and everything when it comes to the user interaction experience on portrait mode. So even if you're on other platforms that we're streaming to, we won't be able to see your chats until after the feed is over. We can see some, but not all. But like again, Streamlabs only prioritizes the portrait mode experience. It's beautiful out, as we can see, which is great. We love it when the weather's like this in our favor, especially when live streaming to YouTube. We're going to take off in about a little bit before we actually do the live flight. Full batteries, trains coming, but that's okay. If you got a train to catch, you can always come back to us later on and catch this feed on your way home. All right, so without any further ado, let's get started. Again, we're about to hit the live button for Instagram, something we can't do when the software does not let us. All right, so we can, right now we're going to probably share the screen for those of you to the RC Pro 2, and then moving forward we can check the screen and feed on the other format, but right now we're streaming and screaming with all the noise. All right, we're just going to bring the drone up. We got full satellites, 19 satellites, which is great. For those of you who are wondering about how the landing pad works, let me just press the record button so that we can get that on video, so I can actually record that feed for later. But here's our landing pad right here, down below. See that? X marks the spot, especially when you want to land. You can definitely land, but most of all, it's a weighted landing pad, in case you're wondering. So we're just gonna let the drone take off, and so that you guys can see, let me just fix something around my neck, because remember, we are live. So I'm just gonna flip it over, and thankfully we're on a busy corner, but you can see here how it's weighted. But most of all, what we'll do is we will record it so that you guys can see in the other mode. It's going to bring the camera back to its upright position. There we go, there's our neighbor. And if we turn the drone around, you'll be able to see me in 3, 2, 1. Here I am. Wait a second. And then right about there. There we go. See? And this is how it looks weighted. So we can put it on the ground, on the sand, a wet spot. Wet just means you're going to get dirty, but nothing you can't clean, right? With a little soap and water. Knowing that and moving forward, let's spin the drone all the way around so that we can start our flight. Make sure to launch your apps, Airware, or whatever app you need to launch to make sure that you are good to go before you go. But let's take off and go on up, because we are live in the sky. Beautiful day out, no wind, but that doesn't mean anything, because the higher up you go, the more likely you are going to experience turbulence. Just checking that plane that's overhead. As you know, if you've been following me, I like to make sure that the drone is 200 feet up in the air before actually going into forward, backwards, up, down, left, or right. It just ensures that we're good to go before we go. And as you can see, no one's here as of yet, but that's okay. Maybe 210. I'm not going to run any tests today, just going to fly around. 89% battery. If you want to see the full screen, just feel free to drop in. If you want to see the screen view, it's in portrait mode. And the portrait mode doesn't show everything that landscape mode does. We can still see the drone, which we have on the VIFLY light, but we're not going to fly too far. We're just going to fly right over here. Check out this little development that's been going on for the past few months, which they're almost done. And now you can see what it's like during the day. Again, 226 feet up, which isn't so bad. Take a picture of that. Maybe that'll be our new live in the sky. Hey, Markabe, it's been a while. Oh my God, Markabe, we miss you. We were worried about you. We were talking about you yesterday, how you used to be, one of the pioneers of the channel, and now we don't see you anymore. Still, yeah, we still got a lot of snow, like more than you can imagine. I mean, what about you guys? You guys got snow? What format are you watching us in? Portrait? Apparently CVS. Oh, a train. Damn it. I love when the trains come in the video, because then you can just see them. We got full bars, almost full bars, but we lost one bar. But we always know we get signal interference from here. Yeah, let's see if we can, we'll just leave it as is in the video, or maybe not. Let's see if we can capture the train a little bit. So now I just press record. Wow, Markabe is here. That's so cool. Missed you. But it is what it is. We get busy. I thought you left, or so you got busy up with something. Swedish Forge has been on the channel. He's still printing that. Oh no, he finished printing the X23. It's huge. It's like 5 foot something, and his paint job came out better than mine because he primed it with some sort of airbrushing technique, which is just phenomenal. We can go that way, but then the lights start. I can't see the lights, so I'm going to turn it around. I have orientation lights, so I'm not worried about that. But it's just like that. There's like a blind spot. All right, let's see what we got here. We can head back home, right? A little bit down the street. Still have to fix that gain in Expo. Yeah, we got over 2 feet of snow a couple days ago. I was going to say last week, but in the week before, we still had gotten more snow too. Snow on top of snow. I can see the drone. I wonder if I could see me. If I could zoom in, right? Because it does have those amazing zoom features. And I'm going to see if I can just wave and be like, hi, let's do 6, right? 6x. And then you can stream, not right now, if you're watching, if you're still on Markabe, or you just stop by to say hi. There I am with the yellow hat without my... you could also stream the drone only. Hi, welcome to our show. Hi, welcome to our show. So you could still see the drone whenever it's far away. Yeah, whoa. Oh, wow. That was weird. When I had the drone fly backwards, it flops up and down. Anyway, won't do that. Flying backwards is ideal when you want to, and thankfully I'm flying backwards over an area I know. I wonder if you guys saw that. Let's see, I want to fly backwards. Yeah, it is. It wobbles up and down like a seesaw. That's weird, but you don't see it in the video. But sometimes if you can't see your drone, like if you don't have orientation lights on your drone and you're flying in an area you're not familiar with, and you want to fly your drone back, just fly backwards. But that was weird. I'm going to do it over the property and see how it flies. Okay. All right. It is what it is. Might have been a minor glitch, but it was like going up and down like a seesaw. 28 minutes left in the battery, but you know how that works, especially if you're flying when it's cold. I never left. I'm always around. That's so cool. You should do a live Neo 2 flight. Yeah, the Neo 2 is hard. I did though. No, not a live though. Live would mean I'd have to have my phone, and aside from my phone, I'd need to tether so many different things. But I have to think about that one. I do have the capture card, which would allow me to push my phone, but I have to do a test flight. And with the Neo, I have to put the remote ID on. I got to put the other, not the VIFLY light, but the Firehouse light on. Because, you know, Part 107, you have to put so many things on and put the lights on that, what do they call it? The folks at VIFLY sent the Neo Halo. But that's not going to work anyway. You know why? Because when I did the video for the Neo lights with all the lights on it, even the one with the remote, you can't see anything unless you're in a small town, like where there's more light coming in, RC signal. If you lose your RC signal, just bring the drone up and then drop out your, should have dropped them out a long time ago, your handlebars, your antennas. But yeah, there's just so much that you can't even see anything with your Neo 2 at night. If you look at my video with the halo lights, nada. We're at 294 feet up. You can still see the drone with the lights flashing, orientation lights that is. We're just gonna turn back a little bit, go back home. If you wanna see the return, oh, you can see the return home because I am, let's see, first let me go to my screen and see, I'm gonna activate dynamic return home. And if I go to return home optimal resets, you can update home point. And then I'm going to choose dynamic so it comes to me and it doesn't, see, dynamic won't work. Bummer. Weak signal antenna. Okay, that's fine. All right. Press the back button. And there's that button. Press OK. And then there's that. I don't know why it's doing that. Just do return home. Home is that way. See how it's like glitching out? And just bring it in. Coming in. All right, so right about here we got full signal. Hopefully it knows where I am. I should be able to go here. Update home point. Enable location services and app permissions for your mobile device. That's so weird. I'm not even on my phone. I'm on my the RC2 Pro. Talk about Pro. And this is why I don't like using a lot of features on here, because I'm just trying to update home point to dynamic, but as you can see, it's not working. Even when I press controller, see? And then, you know, that's not working either. Okay. See, I can turn the auxiliary lights on, but I can't press. Static home point just means it comes to me. See, no satellite positioning. Could be the remote controller. I'll just press OK. But anyway, what'll happen is if I hit the return home button, it will go up higher. With dynamic, it only goes to 200 and something feet. You could set it, but as you can see, it's good for business. We can say, welcome back to everything that glitches, because shit don't work when it works. So again, it's going to go up to 328 feet and then come back home. We could stop it, but as you can see, it started glitching out already. That's why I don't like going in and out of stuff on here, because I'm outside, as you can see, but it's still not finding me. Which at least the drone's going to return home, but you can stop it. I'll still do Friday night flights and override it. And if we want to see on the map, see, we'll still stop it once it gets to the H. And we don't want it to return home all the way. And then now, see, it'll start to land once it reaches that certain point. And again, I don't trust it to come back home. But, see, there we are. It'll probably land on the, should I let it go? See where it lands? Or tap to cancel. 208 feet. Come on, guys. You got to be quick with this. 4. Or just let it keep landing. I don't know. Do I press cancel? Oh, I'm just kidding. Imagine I press cancel and it wouldn't stop. I'm going to stop. We are at 64%. We're just doing a test flight as of now. I'm just going to see that X? X will mark the spot. So I could have my back turn and still land the drone as long as I land it on the X. I'm like, no. I feel like interstellar moment. We could have that music playing in the background. Remember that? This is the Mavic 4 Pro. Signal is so bad. So are you supposed to be in FCC mode 2, which should be way better? No, there's only one mode on here. I just turned it on. We're in the United States, so you're always in FCC mode. But once I land it, we'll see what mode it's in. But it's kind of a bummer. I guess I can do it now, right, since we're hovering, and we still got 60-something% battery. Again, it's the Mavic 4 Pro. David, the Bird JL5695, that's the kind of drone it is, and the RC Pro 2. But as you can see, it's just glitching out. So what I was trying to do was update my home point to dynamic, because dynamic will stop the drone at 50-something feet. But as you can see, enable location services and app permissions. We have that. And then it just could be a glitch with the software. And then when you press dynamic, right, it will return the drone home and stop the drone when it's like 50 or 60 feet in the air. I forget what it is. And then you can just take control of it from there. Whereas when you press return home, static, it's going to land where it thinks it took off from, or what it thinks it remembers it took off from, which is not really good, because as you saw, it's good that I took control, because it probably would have landed on the roof or near the snow. I've seen some videos where guys, it just lands where like maybe 3 or 10 feet from where it took off from. But you know, we don't have that luxury here, because see, it says no satellite position. I don't know. Well, we have the satellites. The satellites are there. You can see them on the, what do they call it? On the RC. So, but it's probably just, and you can see our software update. DJI said if you want to check your firmware updates, you go here. You go into About, and then see, check for updates. We're running the latest. Check after landing. So we'll land it and check it. Wait, I'll show you where to go, because we'll see maybe there is an update that fixes this. And then if I go this way a little bit, maybe, oh, so this case it's not going to go that way, so I have to put it into sport mode, even though it's in sport mode. And sport mode just turns off obstacle avoidance, and now I can move a little bit right because it's sensing something. There's always like some ghost images, and now I should be able to land it straight down. That was a close one, because it like, that's okay. Anyway, so let's see if there's any firmware updates. Let's see. Checking. Nope, firmware is up to date. Got it. That's up to date. And then there's another place you're supposed to check, because every time I do a support ticket with them, not here, that's up to date. If you go to safe, if you go, where's the back button? Oh, I see. Where the back button's right in front. Wasn't that weird though, when the gimbal started moving on its own? That was like really freaky deaky. And there was like a lag in the communications. That's why I don't do any crazy videos like that, because it sometimes has a mind of its own. And this was, the proof's in the pudding, because this was a live streaming the controller. So look, if we go to settings, see, and then you go there, they say to go there. For some reason, they said that the way I just showed you, see, for firmware is up to date the other way. If there's an update, so for update, it usually pushes from here, which is really weird. You think that it would push from the other way. Anyway, that's from a little tip shared by one of the engineers from DJI when we did a live stream. And that's it for that. Let me see who else is here. We'll just go back out into our camera so that you guys can see. We do have 56% left. They never, yeah, that's so true. There's not a single update. I'm like, it freaks me out a little bit that there aren't any more DJI firmware updates. Let me see if I can do the camera back. Which is scary, because usually they were pushing them out like hotcakes every couple of weeks, and now 0. I guess they're really, that's why I plan to sell everything during the summer, because there's one more place I want to go to get my picture taken, and but then I'm getting rid of everything, because if they're not going to update and you still have shit like this glitching out, it's no fun, you know. I'm just going to read all the other comments, because you guys always, signal is so bad, you're supposed to be in FCC mode too, which should be way better. My Neo 2 signal is better than my Air 3S in the same area and altitude. It's crazy, says Markabe. DJI are slow at doing updates in the last few years. Yeah, totally, Markabe. They never update anymore. Yeah, we just shared that. Do you still have your Avata 2? Haven't seen a flight. Yeah, I still have the Avata 2, but I have not flown it in a while. Yeah, hey, what's up? I haven't flown it in a while. And hold on, it's gonna land it, because they were speaking. I just read Market Bay's text, and I was like, yeah, I forgot to check what mode I'm in. It's one of my neighbors, cool neighbors. But let's see. I think that should be it right about there. Yay! I want to see what mode I'm in. So we couldn't test a lot of things until landing. We have safety, transmission. See, dual band, frequency. We're in FCC mode because of the United States, but stable, unstable. Looks like my colors are good. And you can't really change anything unless you see, and you have live view or screen mirroring. Today we did screen mirroring, so you guys could see. If I did live view only, you would just see the camera. But I like screen mirroring, so you guys can see shit happen in real time. Channels, auto or manual. What's manual? Nah, I don't mess around with it. I just leave it in auto. But as you saw, even though it's in auto, when I wanted to do dynamic return home, I had to leave it in static. So much static happening, and then I can just go back by pressing the back button. But you saw when I was in the air and the gimbal started moving. Oh hey, what's up, Mike? Yeah, thanks. That's my new neighbor, Mike. I'd let him see, but yeah, let's see. I think he's bringing in his trash cans. He just had some repairs done to his house. Everything's being covered under warranty, but they still won't replace anything. Do you still have your? Yeah, I still have the Avata 2, but you're right, I haven't flown that in a while. Even I think I might sell that too if there's like an official ban. But I still wish, it's still fun, but it's so cold, as you see, with the snow. And I still have a few more support tickets to put in with DJI, but sort of reluctant to, because they keep waiting to hear back from me. And I can share with you guys the email since we're live streaming, right? And then let's see, I'll open up a new window. This is the beauty of live streaming with your drone. You can still, so the point is that anytime something was wrong with a drone, I'd send DJI a video, and they would see it in black and white. The proof was in the pudding. They'd watch the video, and then they'd say, oh, we see that too. Wow, that should not be happening. And then they're like, they expedite it, and then they send you a UPS label and say, send it back to us because we want to see that too. And now, this is what you get. I wonder if it'll let me share with you guys. Samsung. RC2 Pro. There's one more thing. I think I have Macintosh. MacBook Pro. Except you guys see that, but that's okay. I have it open in another window. Now you should see the email. It says, Dear Louis Tristan, greetings from DJI Technical Support Team. We hope this email finds you well. I don't know, I was meant to be found. We wanted to check in to see how things were progressing on your side. It's been a while since we've heard from you, so we wanted to reach out and follow up with you regarding your issue previously. We don't want to miss any opportunity to assist you. You might be on a very tight schedule or might have overlooked my previous emails. If you have time and still need assistance to help you get up and running, feel free to reply to this email thread. We want to make sure you're completely taken care of. Stay safe and have a great day ahead. Thank you for choosing DJI and have a nice day. And that's in reference to the other troubleshooting supports tickets I have with them, where I sent them the video, I sent them the flight log, POI effect isn't working, and what happens is they want me to do another test flight with the Neo. Let me just go back into with the test flight of the Neo. I'm supposed to test because when the Neo is high in the air, the Neo 2, and you're flying with the RC Pro, the motion controller 3, and you're at full throttle, it doesn't reach its maximum speed. It actually slows down and goes like 8 or 9 miles per hour when it's higher up, going full throttle and the maximum speed set. So they want me to test that out on lower ground and see, hey, let's see how it works out on lower ground. And I'm like, okay, I haven't got to it yet. I said it's snowing. Now with the Mavic 4 Pro, POI effect not working, they saw the video and then they reply back to me and they're like, well, can you share with us where in the timeline this was actually happening? I'm like, it's in the video. Like, you can see the flight logs. The POI effect doesn't work. Like, you could see when you download the flight logs, it's just not there. I even made a video about it. But I think because there's nothing they can do, they're just stringing me along. Maybe they're having me string me along because they want to wait and see if something gets approved here in the US and they can ship me a new one, or they want to see, and they could troubleshoot it, right? There's nothing, there's literally nothing they can do if your drone is defective except string along the conversation as long as they can until something better can happen here in the US. Whereas like in the olden days, there's so many unboxing videos I have when I have my Care Refresh. Like if you look at the channel, I've done so many Care Refresh videos, and those days are over. So now I'm stringing him along by buying time, by not replying, because then they close out the ticket, and then after I perform my performance, take the drone into the air and do my show and send them everything again and show them where in the timeline that this was actually happening, especially the ones that we saw today. And then what? There's nothing they can do. So that's another reason why I plan to sell everything before the end of the year, because there's only so much you can do. Except there's one thing I can do, which is go back inside and get another battery, even though we're at 50%, as you can see. For those of you who are wondering, because we're in Instagram mode, I can slap this over. See, this is our battery. 19 satellites, and then 50%. I gotta put this back. Where is the middle? I think that's the middle, somewhere around there, so that the folks at IG can see. If you're on full screen, you're fine. I think you did ask them this before. Yeah, I asked them this before. Lewis, you should ask DJI why the lack of new feature updates for their new drones. Yeah, I'll ask that. We'll do another live stream, not today, but all my support tickets or questions and concerns with DJI I always ask live in real time. That's definitely going to be a new live stream. We'll probably do that in the next few days. But let me put a new battery in so we can get up in the air again. And then I got to take the dog out for a walk. I'm off today. Yay. It was so... Oh, batteries are in the basement. I wonder if you can... Oh my God, it's so warm in here. It's like night and day. Holy crap. I'm back. All right, so make sure you launch your AirAware app. I'll share you guys once I got my phone. See, it's launched, and you're good to. Oh, make sure there are no TFRs. I would not trust the app for that. Oh wait, hey, wait. Since I'm streaming outside. Oh wait, let me put a new battery in. Actually, let's do that while the old battery's in there. This way we don't lose anything. Again, it's too bad that the FAA website is not mobile friendly because FAA TFR. I usually have it bookmarked. Hold on. Got it. Again, I don't trust the app because it just glitches out, and sometimes it hasn't been. MacBook Pro. I should have my camera here, and then you guys can see. Hold on. And then what you do is you type in New Jersey, or you just scroll. See New York. TFR map. Los Angeles. So I don't see. Where's New Jersey? New Jersey doesn't exist anymore. That's a center. So for here, you would just go to New Jersey. If you're watching on Instagram, there it says right about there. So you see, you click New Jersey, and then there's nothing. So I don't usually before I go, I check on the computer. I have this on my phone, but it's hard to do it mobile experience. But anyway, I'm gonna put the battery in and take us for a ride in the sky. I'm just gonna turn it on. That's the only downside. It's about 2, it's almost 2 o'clock. Okay, so I got until like 2 something. All right, so we're just gonna, hold on, go back here, and then go back to RC2 Pro. Voila. Sweet, we're back in business. But I will ask them again. That's a good idea for a new, what do they call it? Live stream. And then I can share with them. I can't share with them. I gotta keep the support tickets within to maintain continuity in the conversation with the fella I was talking with. All right, we're gonna take off again, Mark Bay. Great having you on the channel. This one's for you. This is the flight dedicated to Mark Bay. All right, we got 7 satellites. It's still starting up. I guess I could warm it up, right? That should help. But just don't take off until you have satellites. And for those of you in the IG mode who are wondering, what is he talking about? Well, remember, YouTube prioritizes the doom scrollers. So, see? There we go. If I move that down here. RC 10 satellites. I need for that yellow part to be white. And then once that turns white, I wonder if I'll give you guys a side view, right? Well, anyway, and the battery's at 99%, but that doesn't really mean anything because it's cold. And when it's cold, that also makes the battery last shorter. All right, we got 13 satellites, good to go. Usually we had 20, but it's white, not yellow or red. And as we go higher, we are good to go. And the reason why you want satellites is because I've actually had to do a care refresh package on my Mavic 3 Pro when there weren't enough satellites and I took off and the drone started drifting out of control. Like, I'm like, wait, I'm right here. Why is it not doing what it's supposed to do? Why is it drifting? It was like going a little more to the left, and then thankfully it crashed into the house. But thankfully I had care refresh, and I didn't know back then. Anyway, you live and learn, and now you can't crash this thing. If you do, well, I really have Allstate insurance, but they'll probably ask for the flight logs and be like, what were you doing? The wind's picking up though. I feel it windy now. I feel the chill. So this is our EV. Again, I don't like to go out of the screen, right, and mess with the settings until I'm actually hovering over the house, because sometimes, as you can see, the option to back out isn't there if you were watching earlier, and then finally the OK button appears, and I can't have that during mid-flight. I mean, I could see the drone from here, so I could just fly it back, but sometimes you can't. Like if you're in a town or city, you're supposed to keep it in line of sight, but if you're in not Newark, what's it called? Hoboken. Yeah, you're not going to see your drone. It's hard to, you can only do like maybe 100 feet. If you go 200 feet away, you'll never see, your drone might be behind a building or the Ernest & Young or the train station. So, yeah, this looks really nice. It's cold and snowy day. We can fly over this park. I can still see this park from my house. Go higher up though, and then go up and up and up and up and up and up. And this is beautiful. It could land there. It could do an emergency landing there if you ever had an emergency and you're not familiar with the area. Look for an open space and just land it. You could do like Captain Drone did. Captain Drone, I think he crashed his drone, because he does only FPV. His drone crashed in someone's yard. And then the whole video where he knocked on the person's door. He's like, "Hi, I was just flying a drone in your area and it crashed in your yard. Do you mind if I go back there and have a look and, just go retrieve it?" I was like, what? If that was here in New York, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you off my property?" Or in Jersey, and people aren't that friendly. I guess because up there where he is, it's a different experience. It's just kind of cool. Signal interference, interesting. All right, so usually if I get signal interference where I am, I like to get my bearings and know where I am, and then I'll just fly a little bit in the opposite direction. Or sometimes if you go up, go higher, and then, you have to make sure that when you do go up, see, I'm not even far from the house. That is so weird. So I just always avoid that signal interference that comes in. Just to avoid any mishaps with the drone. But it could be, I don't know, because we flew there a few seconds ago, except when we were flying more down the street, more on the street instead of the, oh no, we were actually on the other side of the tracks too. So that could be it. We're 88% battery, 36 minutes left it says, but never go by that because, it's cold and you can go from 80 to 0 in no time, 0 minutes. All right, so we're still flying. Got 4 viewers. Thanks for watching. We'll just go a little bit further down and, we're at 1x. We could see New York City from here. Let me just put the drone in a position. Right about here and right about here. It's a little overcast and hazy, but I believe if we do a 27, just put it on 6x and then zoom in right about here. See, look, a lot of overcast and haze in Manhattan, but you can't really see much. 85% battery, 35 minutes left. Yeah, it'll look nice tonight. Hopefully the weather holds out tonight and the wind is not, it's not too windy, and we should be able to do live in the sky again for Friday night flights tonight. There's our home point back the other way in reverse. But I want to see if we're on position right now, if dynamic home point will work. But I'm going to do it over the park, right? So let's go here. This way, if something happens and I can't control the drone, I can see it from here and just walk over to the park. We'll lose our feed, but I can still eye the drone and walk over. And worst case scenario is that it will just land in the snow. It says close. They usually close all fields in my town if it's covered with snow, but that's all right. I'll probably make the 6 o'clock news. Guy gets arrested for walking on field when it's closed. Like, you can't make that shit up today. But here the cops are cool. They're not like that. They're not like, that's, oh wow, that's a nice picture though. That's cool. Okay, make sure I'm over the field. Oh, there are tracks there, so it looks like someone's been on it. So that's a good sign. So that means, you know, we know it's closed. People are walking on it. See? So we'll go right about here over the field and then reset the camera. I don't know if I would, like if I could, that's zoom, that's up, down, but I don't have a button to reset the gimbal, right? To make it look, oh yeah, there we go, straight. So there we go, that's the reset. See? Down, up. Excuse me, it's been a while, but I just want to, I'll point it down again. And now I can go into the menu so you guys can see, and then safety, and then update home point. No, enable location services still. That's so weird. Home point updated successfully, but that's not the version of the home point we want. We want dynamic, and dynamic home point is an update. So see, update home point. And then here, see, I can't. See, and there's no OK. You gotta wait for the OK to happen in order to back out of the screen. Let's see if the backspace works. Nope. See? And that's why if you have an oh shit moment, you're like, wait, I can't control my drone again. It takes like 5-6 seconds for that OK button to appear, and now I got full control of my drone. And that's why I don't use a lot of these features, because sometimes they have a mind of its own, and location services is on. And I don't know why it's telling me to turn on something when by default, it should be there, you know. So the only downside to that is that I can't use dynamic home point, which means that in an area like this, it'll only bring the drone up to 200 and something feet and default, you know, and then bring it back home. Whereas static home point brings the drone up to like 300 and something, whatever the max is, and then takes it back home. And that extra height burns up battery, going up 100 feet more when you don't need to, you know, it doesn't make any sense. See? And you know, I like to make our flight last a little bit longer. Maybe I need a longer HDMI cord, right? So that I could just go out a little bit more and stand out on the snow, so the signal can get better, because I'm over the porch. That's the only thing I can think of, and that the signal can't work its magic if you're under something. Let's see, update home point. See? I'm not on my mobile device. You're killing me. And there's no dynamic. Anyway, no sense. Now, see, I can't control my drone. What do I do? I could land it because I see it right above me, or wait for that OK button to come up, pray it shows up, and then hit OK, and home point's updated. But sometimes that's happened where one time I think the drone blacked out. Let me just go back home. I mean, I am home. I just want to get my bearings to where I am. Home points across. Oh wow, that's a nice picture. I like that one. Maybe like that. Yeah, I like that. Because these will be good for thumbnails, you know. I don't think the other one was better. And now I can fly back. 73% battery. Maybe I'm going to land and end the show, right? And then see what happens if I walk into town with the drone. That's the only downside. I can't walk in stream tethered to my computer. In need of a portable hotspot. Okay, so now I'm here, 300 feet up, and then now I'm just gonna go forward, right about there, and voila. Or maybe you can't be in the same point when taking off when using dynamic home point. I don't know. It's so weird, because if you look at the map, it says you're over traffic, but if you look at the picture, I'm like over my house, which is, you know, so never go by the map. So you can go by the maps, but You know, just always trust your eyes, not the device. If that makes any sense. And there's always going to be that depth and perception that's off when you're, when you're higher up. And as you get closer, you're gonna have to reorient again. See, it's like, wait, I thought I was above it. Nope. So as I get closer, I have to reposition the drone again. So as you land, at least DJI didn't take away that feature. They didn't take away our X. The X, because the X will help you, will guide you into landing. It's coming in, see, right about there. And then I want that X to be on the landing pad. But you think it's going to be on the pad? But as I zoom in a little bit more, it might reposition itself. See? Like, wait, I thought I was on it. So you're never really on it. This is really cool though that it has that built in. And then now, nope, not on it. And that's why I love the weighted landing pad. And that should be it, because it won't blow away. Yeah, that's all we got for you guys. Now, the new controller isn't worth the price. That's why I bought it. Yeah, no, it's, and the reason why I say it's not worth the price, yeah, visually you get like that tilt screen. I thought we were gonna get better range, like we'd be able to go further with the drone, and without you basically, and the way the antennas are positioned doesn't really do justice, but you got better reception with the RC Pro 1. It could go further and be in certain areas. This one, the signal starts to drop and you have to walk further in the direction of your drone to get more bars. You know, I thought that I'd be able to sit on my porch and fly the flight I did now without moving, but I actually have to move around and reposition myself so that the signal comes in better. And it's in FCC mode, but that's another story. And as you saw, dynamic home point update wasn't working, so that's another issue. But yeah, maybe these are software updates that need to be pushed. I don't know. I think you did ask him before. Lou, we are due a midnight live stream. It's been a while. LOL. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I like that. We're going to be doing a new build, not this weekend, but probably next weekend, of the AM FM radio. This one's different because we only did an FM radio once, and as you know, FM AM radio has so many parts. Hopefully all the parts work, but that's going to be a live stream. That's going to run us past midnight, which is great. So look forward to that. I will schedule that one. So if you're not happy with that schedule of the one, you know, that's going to be an all-night one, let me know. This way I want to go live when you're around, because we haven't seen you in a while, you know, and like FPV Unknown ones shared, give the people what they want. So we'll give you what you want. You'll see the stream get scheduled, but if I don't hear from you, I'll just assume that that's a good time to go. I might schedule a Saturday Night Live Q&A this weekend for sure, but it won't be, you know, won't run too late. But we'll do Friday night flights here tonight at 7. We'll do like a short little flight, but it'll be fun. So I'm going to charge everything now. And that is pretty much it. Great having you, Marker Bay. Welcome back. Even though he says he's never left, but it looks like we know the best times to find you. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time. I'll be around all weekend. Cool. I'll see you this weekend. Ciao.
It's a beautiful day at the beach. I was losing my mind for about a week. are flying up above. We both need a little love. Hiding a million different things, waiting for the nighttime to see what it brings. And I'm still living deep in my head, and sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, baby, could I love instead? Yeah, I'm still living deep in my head, and sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, baby, could I love instead? Yes, I know we're not the same. I'm so tired of playing games. You don't have to be so hard. Just tell me your dreams, the things you like. What turns you off, what makes you doubt. I'll tell you my deepest secrets, I wanna let them out. Hiding a million different things, waiting for the nighttime to see what it brings. And I'm still living deep in my head, and sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, baby, could I love instead? Yeah, I'm still living deep in my head, and sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, baby, could I love instead?